So Arsenal 2, Fulham 2. Arsenal dropped 2 points at the Emirates Stadium with, of course, Seb. 2 points drop, man. We saw the Stars make an impact. That's something positive. I'll take out the game. Eddie and Nketiah, Fabio Vieira come on, actually make an impact. But 10 men Fulham as well. No Mitrovic, he's left, and we still couldn't beat them. We're still going to kill off the game, hold on to the league, we dropped 2 points. Give your thoughts on the game, man, and all that stuff overall.
I have to say, I'm very, very disappointed with that. Very disappointing. I think that is 2 massive points dropped. And yes, I know there's going to be times in the season where we're going to have teething problems, and there's going to be times of the season where everyone drops points because it's football. But the manner in which we did it, and the fact if we are going for the title, these are points you cannot afford to drop, because these are the differences between winning titles and not. And yes, okay, City will probably drop points like that. But the thing is that if you actually analyse things this season, yes, we beat Palace, yes, we beat Forest, but it was good that we won those games, but it wasn't really convincing. I never really saw anything. I want to actually see something, like I did last season when I actually saw something. I saw we were going in places. And I think today it really came back and bit us in the backside, especially with Arteta. I don't get his selections today. He's overcomplicating things. And what I'll say about Arteta is in the last few seasons to get us places is that he's been very brave with decisions, especially making big decisions. But he now needs to do it again. And that includes dropping Kai Havertz and dropping...
Do you think he's trying to force him, Seb, to try and play him in that midfield?
Oh, definitely. Because you're taking Thomas Partey out of that midfield and putting him at right back. Thomas Partey is not a right back. Because what you're doing there is you're weakening the midfield, because he's an essential part of the midfield, and you're weakening the right back when Ben White was a brilliant last season at right back. Why isn't Gabriel starting? Zinchenko was on the bench. Why wasn't he starting? If he's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to start.
Yeah.
And Gabriel, what has he done so wrong for him to be...
What's going on, man? What is going on?
I'm sorry, but these are the questions that we've got to ask. And now we are now seeing the effect that it has, because it bit us on the back big time. Because there's still problems. Still problems. And that's the third time now in this calendar year that we've conceded a goal within the first minute. Lessons are not being worked, and it's lack of concentration. And these things can't keep happening, because then the whole game plan all changes. And that's what it did. We're conceding in the first minute. And I'm sorry, Ramsdale, what were you thinking?
Seb, did we sell the wrong goalkeeper? You saw Leno have a masterclass today.
Look, I've said it all season, and I get absolutely laughed at for this. I've said it all year. It hurts me when I saw Leno in that opposition goal. And when I see Raya, who we bought in the summer, who's very good as well, on the bench. I'm sorry, but this has to change now. Ramsdale, he has to be dropped now. Out the side, teach him a lesson, bring in Raya, because he's a good enough keeper. And Ramsdale is a good keeper, don't get me wrong. But the thing with him is he always wants to get too involved in the game when it's not needed. Let the game come to you. Again, we saw that today. Few times we could have got caught out. And that defence, oh my word, absolutely shaky. But why are you surprised when you're playing Partey at right back, and then you haven't got Gabriel, you're taking it out, a key part of our midfield, and you're taking out the strength of our right back? We haven't got time to be experimenting these things. We haven't got time for it. We're in a title race, apparently. We've got to be going with our strongest team every game. I'm sure you can name the strongest team from your top of your head. And so can
Exactly.
I don't get paid 8.5 million a year to realise what was strong to pick the team.
Facts. This is what I said when I watched on. I said, everyone can name our best 11. So why isn't Arteta picking it? We know Ben White's
experimenting and overcomplicating things.
Why he does this? But he did this not just this season. He did it last season. I remember the 2 games to go towards last season. Yeah, he
Yeah,
played Partey right back again. It doesn't work.
exactly. And I
It
remember
doesn't
coming on
work.
that fan cam saying it didn't work.
Yeah,
He's consistently done it every game since.
I just
Every
don't.
game he's
It
consistently
doesn't make
done
sense
it.
at all. I mean, do all this experiment in pre-season. You know what I mean? When that means
Exactly.
nothing, but when it means something, you can't be doing that. We can all, as fans, we can all see it doesn't work. You know, I don't understand with Gabriel. What is he actually done wrong? You know, we heard the Saudi links, but I don't think they were true. I think he's staying,
No.
isn't he?
Yes, and he's constantly come out every day this week and he said, not for sale, not for sale, not for sale, part of our plans, part of our plans. Well, play him. Play him. He's one of our best defenders, certainly one of the most underrated defenders in the Premier League. Play him. He didn't
Yeah.
even get on that pitch today. And why is he trying to shut down a game when we're playing against 10 men? Because they equalised after they went down to 10
Yeah.
men. Why are you trying to shut down a game and take off your captain for Jorginho when you're playing against 10 men? There's no need for it. And then as soon as they equalise, oh, let's throw on Jesus. Oh, let's do what we can. No, he doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't know what he's doing.
Do you think he's the right man to take Arsenal forward, Seb?
Well, listen, I don't want to jump on the bandwagon too early, and he's given me a lot of things that he's done in the past recently to make me think that he can be. But he really, really now needs to be brave, and he really now needs to start picking the right team because we can't have any more of this. Because if we don't, we're going to be out the title race by Christmas. And we've got some big games coming up. Man United, Everton away. We don't do well there.
No.
Tottenham and North London derby. Chelsea away coming up. Man City at home coming up. Newcastle away coming up. We've got some big, big games coming up, like I've said.
Man
And
United next week, Seb. You
Mm.
know, if we play that 11 party against Rashford, we're screwed.
Yeah, well, this is where he's got to be brave now, and he's got to play our strongest team against Man United. They're not all that. They're not.
No.
But if we're going to play into their hands and don't play to our strengths and doesn't pick the right team, we ain't winning that game. But he's got to do that. Drop Aaron Ramsdale, drop Kai Havertz. It's not working, the experiment. Drop him, put Partey back in midfield.
Yeah.
Bring Gabriel back in the team. Bring Zinchenko back in the team, and Raya give him his chance in goal. Ben White back at right back. Now come on, it ain't difficult.
100%. We got 1 week left to the window, Seb. Do you see any activity happening in terms of incomings, or do you think that's that for this window?
Well, it all depends on outgoings, really, because you got to get rid of some players. But I still think we need a couple more players. But whether we'll do it this window, I don't know. We're getting some good money in from Balogun. Hopefully, we'll get some good money in from Tavares and Lukonga. I'm not happy Tierney's gone. I think that is a bad mistake, especially on loan. See, Tierney could have been a player we could have done with today.
Yeah.
Why is he playing Kiri or a right back? He doesn't offer anything going forward, and he's not a proper left back. See, these are all the questions that the manager has to ask. These are all the questions. Because I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've gone in on a massive rant on him today, but I'm sorry that result is all on him. I'm sorry, we have to say how it is. Yeah. Say how it is, whether you like him or not, whether you back him or not. You say how it is, because we cannot be having too much more of this. Yes, okay, we'll drop the odd point here and then because that's football, but not in this manner, and not too many of these. Especially when we have those big games coming up. And Man City have gone into the season how they ended last season, flying.
I mean, look at our biggest rivals in Tottenham. They're looking good now, isn't it?
He's got them playing. And he's actually giving players their chances, like Basuma and Maddison and all that. He's getting them playing, and he's playing people in their right positions, and he's using them. And this manager ain't doing it. He's always trying to think he's clever or something. Now, it's time to drop Kai Havertz out the side. This is not an agenda against him. I'm willing to give him a chance, and I've welcomed him. But we can see at the moment it isn't working. And fair enough. I've always called for Trossard to start over in Nketiah because it works.
Yeah.
Why do you think he looked so poor today, Trossard? Because he's not been given the game time. He's not.
Facts.
He looked brilliant in pre-season, yet he didn't play a single minute against Palace, and he came on very late against Forest. He's not been given the game time. So, and yes, fair play Nketiah when he came on, brilliant, well done. Fabio Vieira came on, excellent. Wow, I have to say, that is a positive. Fabio Vieira, wow. And hopefully this can be the breakout season for him. But like I've said, I wait to a couple of games before I fully judge him. That bit he did get right. So that's some credit there. But these things don't matter unless you get the results. And the result today, it really feels like a loss. It really does. Even though we were trading 1-0 for most of the game before we brought it back to 2-2, then ended up leaving with a point.